little bit of prep. I'm working over on the computer trying to look up. I know it's sad to say, but a lot of these I'm not 100% sure what the price is on them. So when we start talking about them, I want to make sure that I'm not way out of line. Let's see. RZE 449. That's an incredible price. Anonymous watch guys here. How much is those? What was that? It's called a Vero. Vero watch. Tennessee Mike. Kevin's here. A bunch of people chiming in. Which are these? 425. All right. Sorry, guys. I was bringing up some prices of some of these watches. Brave Sailors here. Armadillo's checking in from Tucson. Let's see. Jonathan checking in from Louisiana. Paul's in Dallas. So I'm not sure how to say your name. Sivan is checking in from Israel. Larry C is here. Let's see. Eric is here. Ansar is checking in. Oh, it says hello, Oman from Middle East. Okay. Cody 14 says he likes the Sunday drives. Yeah, I might have to record a couple of them ahead of time. Richard checking in from Naples. Joe Smoke is here. Yes, the Hooligan Vero. I do like that one. Floridian is here. Stefan's checking in from Cape Coral. Angelo is checking in from Portugal. That's funny, you're in Portugal. One of my watch buddies who I've been texting all day, he's actually in Lisbon right now, but I think he's heading to Barcelona soon. He's just on a vacation. Michael checking in from South America. Dwight's in Long Beach. Hopefully I'll see you in August. Farshid's checking in from San Francisco. Hopefully I'll see you at the end of the month. Dustin's here. Let's see. Greg Wood is here. I'm not keeping up on the Floridians in Naples. That's awesome. I love that area. That is such a beautiful area. Definitely, Floridian, stop into Exquisite Timepieces and say hi. Fedora is here checking in from the Bay Area. Ginger Down Under, he's on a little vacation down in South Australia. That's awesome. Yeah, this Hooligan, I wore it the other day. It's super fun. I like it. I put it on this Zurich strap. Works really well. Ready for troll smashing. Hopefully we don't have as many trolls. We had quite a few last week, but I kind of titled it about the Rolex and the Tudors and covering the releases and stuff like that. We're talking about affordable watches today, non-controversial for the most part, and yeah, I don't know. You just don't probably get as many trolls in this genre. So, how much are these Raven watches? I think the Raven watches actually they just released. Yeah, the Endeavor 2. Thinking about picking one of those up. They just started the pre-order on that. Same color yellow as it looks like it's the same color as that Trekker. Oh, Larry C's been checking out the Zal Baltimore. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm in love with this thing. I put it on a different strap. I just haven't sized the bracelet. The bracelet's nice too. It's right here, but I just haven't had time to size it. A very cool watch and a very cool story with the movement as well. And then the Baltimore shield on the rotor ties it all together. Great looking watch. Very happy with that one. Let's see. How much is this Endeavor? Pre-order price $580. I can do that. I think that might be a good one to try out. My buddy Greg Wood is in the chat. He'll probably order one, I think. Let's see. Leo says, is that a Tudor GMT Pepsi on the left? No, we're talking about affordable watches. It's the San Martin, which is quite a bit smaller, actually. So, yeah, that one works good. Is that a blue Draken in the back? This guy here, yeah, this was, I think, a limited edition Tagula GMT. Very cool watch. Nice heavy duty. Bi-directional bezel, as they should be. Yep. Very cool watch. I have a few Drakens. Want to wipe out the crystal. Did I wipe it? I didn't even realize I do it. Some of these have been sitting in the box, and the case is so long that there's like a film on them, so I had to just wipe it off. So this conversation I wanted to have because a few conversations I've been having with some buddies that I talk to on a fairly regular basis, and we got on the topic of, what watches do people wear, like for work? And when we say work, we mean like, it's different if you have like a desk job or, something that isn't gonna subject your watch to potential damage, right? Yeah, this one's patina up nice. No, this one did go on a watch tour, which probably escalated the patina process. I should probably send my bronze Hamilton out on tour or something like that. Maybe that would get it the warm color I want. But on the topic of the criterias needed to be met for a working man's watch. Say, like one of the guys I was talking to, and I don't know if he'll join in the chat or not, but he's a volunteer firefighter, but he also has like a day job, which his day job isn't super demanding. There's the wipe. Everyone's going to get triggered. Yeah, this is the SKX Mods stainless steel case with the sapphire crystal and the strap. This is actually Brave Sailor's watch, so I will be shipping this to him soon. I need to do a shipping day here soon because I need to send this. I got to send this to Fedora, and then I actually have a another Citizen watch here I need to send out to another Discord member. But the criteria being basically is it needs to be affordable enough that you're not concerned about the damage, right? Not that you want to intentionally damage the watch, but sometimes at work you might accidentally damage it, right? In a lot of cases, even at my job, I will take the watch off if I know that I'm going to subject it to potential damage, and it's only like a short time or a task that at work that isn't going to take a whole lot of time. So I'll just take the watch off and leave it in my work van or something. But other than that, like, I do pipe wrenching and line locating and all this other stuff and dig holes and stuff like that. And I'll wear a watch. I don't have a problem with it. Now, that was another topic I had with somebody else about the watches that I potentially wear at work. Now, in this day and age, one, I don't have hardly any expensive watches really at this point. But even when I did, like I was wearing my Submariner, the Air King, Seamaster, whatever I had, I was wearing them at work. I'm very cautious when I wear a watch. Period. I don't care if it's a Timex or a Rolex. I wear them the same way. I move in certain ways, and I'll move my wrist in certain ways that would navigate the world without potential damage to the watch. I wear it intentionally, right? So here's a good comment. Jonathan says, "I'm a wrecker operator by trade, slinging chains and digging in under cars and trucks all day, every day. My watches take a beating. I own a lot of tool watches. In tool watches, I mean, initially, I think dive watches. I think dive watches are just kind of tough, but there are some that aren't dive watches that you can. Uh, yeah, Brave Sailor, I got you. I have a couple left, and I'm actually thinking about ordering some more. This is one that I just took off the shelf to wear. So yeah, in Jonathan's case, he's a wrecker operator. I've been pulled out of the ditch a few times. I've gotten stuck for sure, and there's no way. I mean, even wear gloves. Like, hopefully, he wears gloves. I mean, gloves really help protect the hands and wrist, and you can get some that cover the thing over the wrist. But you're still going to damage the watch, and it doesn't have to be a dive watch. Like, you can get this Draken right here. Now, I don't know if you're wearing automatics or not. if you're worried about that. But these are only like $350 on the pre-order right now. I think this is a killer one to get. So, okay, YZ80 Chris says the video Mark did from Long Island Watch was a good perspective on how much a mechanical watch can actually take. I was surprised. I'm assuming it could take a lot more than we think it does. I mean, I haven't really tested that theory, but it's an interesting one. I haven't watched that video. I need to do that. So yeah, Draken would be a good one. Getting something that is a little more scratch resistant in Jonathan's case, something with a sapphire crystal ceramic bezel and maybe some sort of a proprietary um, scratch resistant coating like what Troska uses. And I think even RZE actually uses it on their titanium watches. I guarantee he's still going to scratch them up with his line of work. He's still going to scratch them up, but it'll prolong it a little bit. So I'd be curious to see what one of his watches look like. David with $3 here super chat says funds for the SF trip. Thank you very much. Gene says GL 831 or steel bracelet on the tool watch. So that's another really good question, right? Should you go bracelet? Should you go strap? I bounce back and forth. So right now I'm wearing a lot of straps. Actually, you can kind of see I put this on a strap, and pretty much all the watches I've been wearing recently have been on probably FKM rubber. I don't know why. I'm gravitating towards that right now. That works good for me right now. Bracelet works fine, but depending on what kind of work you're doing, the bracelet can scratch things, or they're going to get scratched up more so than a strap will. So, depending on what you want to, it's going to be a personal preference, really. So, let's see. Cody says he's an RV Tech quartz aqua racer and a modded SKX as everyday wear. Again, there's another one, automatic or quartz. Quartz is probably going to be a good option for a lot of people. Like, here's this Fair and Swit. This is quartz. Good option, right? Something like that. I don't have a whole lot of quartz watches other than something like this, especially if you upgrade it with the sapphire crystal and everything, it'll hold up good. But there's a ton of really good options out there for quartz watches as well. Paul says Raven watches did a gun range test and their auto watch held up great. See, there's another big misconception. A lot of people say you shouldn't golf or fire, firearms or something like that with automatic watches. It is a lot of shock to them. It is, but can they handle it? So I have not tested that personally. I could. David says FKM is the way to go. Super comfortable. I agree. Super comfortable, adjustable. This time of year, my mornings start out kind of cold and then it heats up throughout the day. I might get a little bit of wrist swell. I could go up or down easily with the FKM or vulcanized rubber strap. A lot of these bracelets, you can adjust them pretty easily too. Not a big deal. Chris and Erica says, hey, Rob, I need everything on your desk ASAP. Much love. Just email your shipping address to me and I'll get these right out. Let's see. The watch verdict says the Draken Kruger is a great do-it-all watch. I agree. Had the LE one and used it a lot of things. Luminox is a good quartz beater. Some people would argue against that. I don't know if it's the price point or what it is, but I actually agree with you. I think Luminox does a really good job. G-Shock, obviously. I mean, G-Shock's the easy answer. Jared says he's an auto glass tech, and I wear it all. High-end, cheapies, automatic, and quartz, just no Apple Watch. On the flip side of that, though, Apple Watch actually makes a really good work watch, depending on what kind of work you're doing. I have some buddies of mine that do the same job that I do, and they have some beat up Apple Watches, and they hold up just fine. So there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I know like a lot of us are like, oh, it's the devil. It's, Apple Watch is super bad, but I don't really care if that's what you want to wear, just wear it. Paul says the FKM rubber straps from Fair and Swit are awesome. Yes, they are. I mean, pretty much all of them are really good. So David says his beater is actually a Garmin Instinct Tactical. So there you go. Nice techie kind of watch. You'd like to buy. We can just build one of these. Get a hold of me and we can build one. I can build it for you or whatever. I have a bunch of more here. I have the bronze one that I still need to do some panels on, but let's see. Gregson says he just bought a red Citizen ProMaster diver for 250. Can't wait for it to get here. That's a good option. Johnny says I am a grocery store worker where all my watches, autos, quartz, etc. Otherwise, why own them? Good question. I spend at least 10 hours a day at work, so no save queens. That's another good thing. Back in the day, it depends on where your mental state is, right? The the early days, I want to say this was probably about 4 years ago. I can't remember when I actually had the older generation's Omega Seamaster Professional 300, and I actually owned the Tudor Black Bay 41 Heritage when I first came out, and I ended up tying up probably roughly about $5,000 combined total into both those watches, and I never wore them at work. Again, that was my early days of collecting, and I was wearing like basically the Seiko Monster at work and maybe some G Shocks, but I would never wear the Omega at work because I was afraid of damaging the precious watch, right? The expensive luxury watch. And then I ended up selling those because I just wasn't wearing them because I worked all the time. So fast forward to today, I could easily own an Omega Seamaster and wear it at work, and I have done that. I have worn luxury watches at work, and I know I don't want to damage them, but also, like you pointed out, if it gets damaged, then so be it. No safe queens. Like, what the heck's the point of having them if you can't um, wear them? So. Armadillo says he's a motorcycle mechanic. My daily is a Marathon T-SAR. I beat the heck out of it and it keeps on going. Marathon's actually a really good option. They look taller than they really are. That's just the way their design is. So they might catch on things occasionally. But overall, that is a really tough watch. And it is a truly like a military issue watch. So my buddy Dane, Celine Driver's here, Troll Killer #1. He's ready to hunt. So if there's any trolls, he will be quick on the wrench. And he's wearing his new Seiko Transocean tonight. Let's see, you flipped that Synchron already? No, I have not. It's right here, actually. The only reason I didn't put it on the table is because this is, well, I mean, I guess it could potentially be out on the table. These are what, like $1,000? I think they sold out anyway. I don't think you can get them anyway. But so that I was trying to stay closer to the $500 range when I was talking about a lot of these affordable work watches. So I just didn't put this one out. You can get like this Notice Deep. These are like 575 or something. All those Drakens are pretty good deals. Dorenzo, but some of them do push up close to $1,000. If you want to look at super affordable, well-built watch, look at the Islander watches. Pretty big array of watches that are available, right? And all of them around that $300 price mark. It's hard to beat that. Sapphire crystal, oftentimes like this one, it'll either have ceramic or a sapphire bezel. You can get them on nice bracelets, and they just hold up really well. Pretty good price point on that. Seiko King Turtles. You can pick these up used, right? For 500 or less. I mean, even new, they're like 500. So great option. Sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert. Throw it on a strap or Uncle Seiko bracelet, or in this case, I just put it on I don't know, whatever bracelet I had laying around. I even I don't really have a problem with Hardlex, right? You could go Hardlex. This one's Hardlex. It's not sapphire. Some of my Hardlex crystals have held up really well. I know you can scratch them a little easier. It is a potential cause for concern for some people. Let's see. Scurfa is solid choice. Let me grab one. I have to move a couple things. I did forget about Scurfa. Hold on. I have a lot of more affordable options. Let's see here. My automatic Scurfa. My automatic Scurfa's out on loan, but I do have this one, Titanium Diver 1 quartz, So that might be a really good option for some people if they're worried about impacts. You can still damage a quartz watch with an impact, but these are really good watches as well. Pretty dang affordable. What else is super affordable? I have a ton of affordable watches, guys. A ton. Of course, all the G-Shocks. Like I said, G-Shock's the easy choice for sure. Somebody I think wanted to see a C-Stern next to the Synchron. Do I have a? Where's it at? That's a Tactical Frog. I don't know where my C-Stern is. Hold on. I have to find it. I have to figure out a better storage option for some of this stuff. I have no idea where it's at. Oh, you know what? There's no strap. It's right here. That's why I couldn't find it. I don't have my C-Stern is just rocking around with no bracelet or strap or anything. So here they are next to each other. If anyone was interested in that, very similar case shapes. Actually, extremely similar. This one's fully brushed. I do like that. So, I mean, for all I know, these cases come from the same darn factory. I mean, it would not shock me one bit. I mean, I don't think that's the case, but it wouldn't shock me. That's the way this industry goes. Let's see here. I'll read a couple comments. Yeah, Citizen Pro Master. Oh yeah, Vostok for 120 bucks. That's a good idea too. Yeah, these are really good. Sapphire crystal on these as well. Any purple dials? I do not have any purple dial watches, I don't think. These RZEs, killer deal on these. I want to say these are like these are $449. I think you can still even buy these. I think he still has them in stock. Great watch. What else is crazy affordable? These Cincinnati watches are actually really cool. Not a diver, so if you wanted to go with more of a field style watch, still sapphire crystal, kind of a brushed case, polished bezel up top. Great affordable option here. Good option there. San Martin, we already kind of talked about those. The Raven, you might pay a little bit more, but they're still like completely affordable and just some awesome colors, well-built watches for sure. Again, a lot of you guys buy used watches too. You could even look at, say, a used Hamilton, another great option. You pick up a used Hamilton for around the $500 mark, you got yourself a heck of a watch. Let's see, San Martin GMT. Yes, here's the San Martin GMT, and then I also have just the San Martin Diver too. Nice bidirectional bezel on this thing. It's just a good overall watch. Like I really don't have any quirks about this watch. I mean, other than it's a homage style watch, which traditionally I don't gravitate toward. But this one, the size works better than the original one for me. So yeah, Fedora. Yeah, same thing. And then I think they even I don't think it's on their website yet, but I seen on Instagram, San Martin released a more vintage looking one. Very cool looking GMT. Celine Driver does not get the hype with the hammy. I don't know, man. They're just good looking watches. You don't have to, you don't have to get it. It's not an issue with understanding why some people buy certain watches. Like you just buy whatever you like. Let's see, Terry's here. Thanks for joining. Let's see. San Martin GMT and the Blacklight Pro. Let's see. Nathan says he just picked up I don't even know how to say that. Oh, you know what? I've been seeing those posted up. I don't know how to say it. Baltony chronograph on the sales, waiting for it to be delivered. Know anything about Marlowe watches? I have not looked at those, David. Sorry. A small second. Hand wind hammy is pretty. I agree. Jeff says his hammy is Hamilton watch is one of his most worn. What strap? Hector wants to know what strap is on this one. This is a custom strap made by a EA Leather Goods. He is on Instagram. I'm not sure where he lives exactly, but you can pretty much spec it out. This is one of the straps I spec'd out. I didn't care for the factory strap that came on this one. This one here. I don't know if anybody tried it when it was out on tour. It looks like it's got a little bit of flex to it, and it would probably break in, but this wears a lot better. But honestly, I think there's some good options from like Strap Habit. Like this strap right here would work really good on this watch, and they're also going to be comfortable and affordable. I think they're under $30. So like where these you get into these custom straps and they get kind of expensive pretty quick. George wants a good leather rubber strap. Any recommendations? I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sure people could comment in the comments, but Richard says he likes his Armida turtle. That is awesome. Dane says, by the way, EA Straps is working on. Oh, that's cool, man. You did work it out with them, so hopefully that works out good. See, San Martin just came out with a glide lock clasp. That is awesome. That is cool. They keep on making it even harder and harder to just ignore, right? Tennessee Mike says Tissot makes a lot of affordable work watches. That's very good. There we go, right there. Leather strap would be the Willowyst on Etsy. Maybe check that out. Also, Texas leather. I haven't explored the leather strap options a ton yet. I probably will maybe this late summer or fall. Greg Wood says, don't forget Martu. Is that the one that was on that Tudor you sent? Sailcloth and leather are great for me. Also, good choices. Any new watches you are excited to see at Worn and Wound? I'm not sure what new models are coming out for the because I'm going to the Worn and Wound wind up show at the end of this month in San Francisco. And I don't know what new models, if there are any new models coming out. Half the time I just go and I just figure it out. So I know Mark from Long Island Watch is actually making the trip out to San Francisco. So we'll see him out there, and he usually brings a ton of watches to buy, and he sells a ton of watches at these shows too because they're so dang approachable. When you can just walk up there and pick them up for like $300. Dr. Bob's Nightmare, thanks for joining us. I'm not sure who else is going to be there. Let's see. Hector says, Rob, have you seen the new Jack Mason Hydro Timer Dive Watch prototype renderings? I have not. Peter has not reached out to me. Custom lengths for big wrist. Let's look. I don't know if they've updated the Wind Up Fair brands that are going to be there. So Accutron's going to be there. Christopher Ward, Fortis, Oris, Zodiac. Those are the big ones. Bulova, Citizen, Collective, eBay, Fears, G-Shock, Young Hands, Maurice Lacroix, Norcane. Okay, here we go. I think they did update it. Wow. Quite the list, man. If you guys are anywhere near the Bay Area, San Francisco, at the end of this month, you have to go to the show. It looks like it's going to be packed. Yeah, Fair is going to be there. Fears, Formex, Fortis, Duckworth. James is actually going to be there. So this guy, I know it's corny, but like he always brings a bunch of just like regular EDC gear. I've been using this to open boxes. This thing is perfect from James, the brand. He's actually worked with Timex on a couple of watches too. Young Hands, Laco, Laurier, Mean, Notice, Monta, Nevada Gretchen, Serica's going to be there, Stella, Vero's going to be there, William Wood. Yeah, it's stacked. It looks like it's a great show, man. Hopefully, some of you guys will be there. I know some of you guys in the chat will actually be at the Wind Up show in San Francisco, but it looks like they updated the list. I hadn't seen this updated list. It looks packed. How's the bracelet on the Seiko 5 GMT? This bracelet is, I still stand by that the Seiko GMT, this particular one, the orange one, there was a black one and the blue one, but on the bracelet was still probably my favorite release of 2022. It has 4 micro adjusts. I love the Seiko clasp. I have zero problems with the Seiko clasp. I know it's stamped and all that stuff, but it's perfect. You have the solid end links, and they don't protrude out past the case, and it's a nice tight Jubilee style bracelet. I love this bracelet. I actually bought one or two extra bracelets, and I put them on my 5KXs. So I don't have one here. It's over in the watch case, but it's either basically for an SKX style case, I'm either going to want that Jubilee or I'm going to want a Clockwork Republic strap. That would be my two picks, hands down for the SKX and 5KX. Nate Dog, I'm here with you. It's a great watch. Let's see. The no-click bezel killed it. Oh, you don't like the no-click bezel? See, I've been playing with Seikos for a long time, and a lot of their older watches, they did friction fit bezels. So it seems kind of normal to me. So I don't really have a problem with it. I have zero problem with friction fit bezels on Seikos. I don't know. I've just been around them so much. Let's see here. Can't wait for more of their minimalist chronographs. Jonathan says the Seiko Transocean are killer divers. He has 3 of them. The Zero. Yeah, I don't think people gravitated towards those like Seiko was hoping. Let's see, Brian. A lot of people agree with the Seiko GMT. So let's see. Samit says, "Hey, Mr. Rob, for a new person into watches, how do one approach the micro brands, or should I stick with mainstream watches?" No, that's a great question. Obviously, you're gonna have to do your homework. If you are in the vicinity of, say, one of these micro brand shows, whether it's Wind Up or District Time DC, or there's even a Microlux show in Chicago. That one's probably not going to be as big. I'm a huge fan of micro brands. I absolutely love them. So I would say if you're going to be like the introductory to them, even in the micro brand world, they're still like the safe bets, right? Brave Sailor's got a good point. Micro brands are harder to flip. For the most part, that's accurate. There are some caveats to that would pull away from that, and some of them are a little bit harder to get. Like, say you get like a limited edition Zelos drop that is going to be a hot item, you're probably going to do okay on the flip because they're hyped up, So you could go with like a Zelos. It's borderline. It's still a micro, I guess. I would say stick with like a Zelos or a Notice or a Draken or a Raven. A lot of the ones I have on the table actually tonight, I think are going to be safe bets. That you're not going to be disappointed, and you're going to be happy with your purchase. And then once you start to get a couple of those, and you start to get the vibe of and understand how the micro brands, the value proposition that they offer, how well they're built, how playful they are, then you can start to explore a little bit out further from there. That's where you end up with like, and I don't want to like pick on Vero, but because these are really well made watches, right? But maybe not the first watch you buy. Maybe it's a little bit deeper track of a micro brand before you buy that one right away, or even see. I don't want to pick on particular brands because they're legit. Some of them are better than others, but a lot of them, for the most part, if you stay with like the more common name ones, and again, that's going to come with research, either looking at YouTube channels or joining some groups, whether it be on Facebook or I don't know where else you can track this stuff down. But once you've established who the mainstream micro brands are, they're they're all within like a certain parameter of quality control and value for money proposition that they all offer. So they're all going to operate within a certain percentage of one another, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's some great value with the micro brands for sure. Helson, Armida. Yeah, I do have a. I don't know where it is. Oh, I loaned it out. I was gonna say I don't know where my Helson is, but I loaned it out. Dane, yeah. So I don't know that that's as important to me, Dane. Dane says, don't forget about after sale service. That's a big issue. It can be, um, but a lot of these, again, if you look at what movement they're running. So if they're running like a Seiko NH35 or 36 or 34 or whatever, some of the main Seiko movements, it's probably going to be a more affordable watch to begin with. And if it has an issue, you have a lot of different options for repair. You can send it back to the brand and they'll either take care of you or not. Hopefully they do, right? Hopefully they have good customer service and they take care of you. But if they don't, you can take it to a local watchmaker and they can probably even swap out the movement for you. Now, I'm not saying that's easy. It is kind of a pain in the butt because you have to take the dial off, take the hands off, all that stuff, and then you got to put the new movement in. You got to put it all back in. So it's not easy. It is a pain in the butt, but I'm a little less worried if it's like a Seiko movement. Dane says he just noticed to have a Zelos on the table. Yes, I do have the bronze Zelos on the table. I have another Zelos. I don't have a whole lot of Zelos right now. I think I just have the two. But yeah, they're great. Eric says Zuno. I actually sold. Yeah, I sold my Zuno. Right? Yeah, I sold it. So I don't have that anymore. I do have a couple of Vostoks, but my son has them right now. I need to get those back from him. I'll probably get those back from him this weekend. Dane says he has a lot of Zelos. Let's see. Rob, have you ever gotten hands on a Orion? I have had hands on Orion. It's been a long time. I don't know why. For some reason Nick just doesn't want to work with me. But I think I have some more Orion on the way. Ethan says, "Wait, why aren't Christopher Ward's microbrand anymore? They're kind of more of a boutique brand. They're in that, like, I don't even want to say they're in that gray area. They're on a boutique brand level because Dr. Bob says he's Russian. He has no choice. You obviously have a choice. So with Christopher Ward, I mean they're bigger now, right? It's a bigger company. It's no longer a micro brand. I mean they mail me magazines for crying out loud, right? And if I want to get a watch for review from them, I have to work with this company they hire for marketing, and they're terrible. And I've said that directly to um, the CEO of I said it to him last year actually in San Francisco. And if I see him again, I can set up a meeting with that said marketing department. I can set up a meeting with Mike France, the CEO of Christopher Ward, just to tell him again that yes, it's been a year since the last time we talked, and guess what? It's only gotten worse. Your marketing company that you hired is terrible at working with the social media, YouTube content creators. But again, maybe that's just my personal interaction that I've had with them. But I've worked with a lot of companies, and they are not the worst, but they're pretty bad. So let's see. Montas are doing really good. Montas are a great watch. Formex is a great watch. Those are more expensive. Jordan says, "Hey, Robin, getting recent promotion at work and looking for an everyday watch that has a blue dial under 1500. Any suggestions?" I think you have a lot of options at the $1,500 range. If you're talking new or used, if you're talking used, it really opens it up. But BM Rob, did you show those new Seikos? I have not gotten the new Seikos yet. Tim, you didn't miss anything. We were waiting for you to get here. We just started. I'm waiting for my bigger Seiko dealer. They were over at Watches and Wonder. They were over in Switzerland, so they're coming back. And I don't know if they'll have the new Seikos in yet, but those are supposed to happen the beginning of this month. So as soon as they get them in, they'll send them to me, and then I'll video them as soon as I'm allowed to. Glycine combat sub. This is actually, if you want to go Swiss and you don't want to go micro, it's pretty hard to beat the combat sub. I think most people are going to agree with that. It wears incredible. I mean, if you have like probably a 6 3/4 inch wrist or larger, this is kind of like a must try. I ended up adding one like permanently, and this is on one of those EA leathers as well. I just haven't found anything better for this one, but I did just order a very large order. I'll do the unboxing when it comes in. I ordered a ton of straps from Strap Habit, all orange straps. So yeah, if you see me probably in the near future, regardless of what color the watch dial might be, chances are the watch is going to be on an orange strap. One and done. I'm leaning heavily towards Manta Ocean King version 3, upcoming version thoughts. I have to wait to see one. I don't think I've seen that one yet. Hopefully they send me one for video. Someone had a great question. Are the Raven and San Martin cases the same? No. Nope, not even close. Raven cases have a little more attention to detail. So they undercut this belly right here and polished it on this one. Yeah, dimensionally, they're all going to be different. I don't think it's been a while since I've handled a watch where they might have the exact same case or something. Now, I have seen that. That does happen occasionally, depending on how they're working with like collaborations and stuff. But I don't have any watches in right now that share the exact same case. They might be really close, and I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing." It's literally not the same thing. Every single watch, and I have like 150 watches, with the majority of them being micro brands, and none of them have the same case. So I don't know why people get hung up on that. I mean, even as far as like when you go with like Notice the retrospect, the cases are different in the generations. Like they've changed them subtly, just doing things right. So, and that's just, I don't know, just because they look similar doesn't mean they're the same. Nomos or Young Hands? If I was forced, I think I would go Nomos, just because they have some really cool movements. I like the words. Let's see. Only wear diesel to work. Don't get me started. Where is that watch? Okay, let's see. Who said that? PR33TU says he only wears diesel to work. I have a diesel. I need to do the video on it. I'm actually going to do a video on this one soon. It's on my list to do. I legit want to get to the point. This is how many watches I want to have in the library. I want to get to the point where if you guys bring up a watch, I should be able to grab it. That's the point I want to get to. You know what I'm saying? I love that Jack Mason you had. I still have. That's what I'm talking about. I want to get to the point where basically, if it's a watch that I can obtain when it comes on the show, I want to get it. I want to keep it, right? So that way we can always reference it back. We can compare it to other models. We can, revisit it, or like if a new generation comes out, say like Jack Mason, 2-3 years down the road, they do this same model, but they change a few things. I want to be able to compare it back to the old one. It reminds me of actually Mark from Average Watch Bros has done that. Like if you watch his channel, you'll start to understand he has a ton of watches, right? And he references them back and he brings them out. It's nice that he has them for comparison and contrast and everything. So, watch library, such a good concept. I agree. I agree. Have you handled the PVD Citizen? Or where'd it go? I have handled the PVD Citizen Fugu, not with the blue dial though. I have not looked at that one. I had the full lume dial. All Zodiacs honestly look the same to me. Yeah, I mean, like the 3 Zodiacs that I have, they're literally the same case, even though I just said that I don't have the same case. But it's the same watch, they're just different colorways, right? So yeah, I mean it's the same watch, different colorways, different configurations. So but and then you can go up tier. Like if you want to go up tier on watches, the Oleg and Waz. Absolutely love this watch. Lume is not great on it, but I love the way it looks. Fortis, the F39, awesome watch. Super heavy duty, great work watch. Super visible, easy to read. Both of them fully brushed. I think both these would make a really good work watch if you wanted to go up tier. And actually, I think Fortis actually just came out with a blue dial and a few other colors of this model. So they've expanded the colorways on the F series. Is Zin worth it? They did raise their price. I know they're a little bit more money now, but I think still yes. If you can find a good deal on a used one, maybe go that route. Because what are these now? Like $1,600? I don't even know what is Zin at watch buys right now. Anybody know? I know they trended up. I mean, back in the day when I was originally getting into Zin, you could pick these up for like 1,200, $1,300. What is a good watch if you're a painter? Go with a G-Shock. I don't have it down here, but I wore my G-Shock. Oh wait, do I? I do have it down here. So my 5600, it actually still has paint splatter on it. You can see it right here. This is from painting my in-laws' ceiling in their garage. Now it's a water-based paint, so I could scrub it off, and I did remove some of it that was on the case. But I mean, honestly, who cares? I think it looked kind of cool with the paint speckles on it. There's probably still some even on the dial. So yeah, I would say for a painter, I would go G-Shock. Depending on what kind of paint you're using, you should be able to scrub it off pretty easy. I mean, it would scrub off a stainless steel case too on a sapphire crystal, but let's see, $1,500 basically. Paul says for the Zen 104 on leather. I think somebody wants to see the Zelos again. Oh, Chris, with some logic. Chris says, YZ80 says, I tell my wife every time I paint a room, it gets smaller. Technically, that's true. Technically, that's true. Dr. Bob's, also a very good option for a work watch would be a Damasco or a Zin with a tegamented case. Extremely solid, strong steel, and it is not going to show like anywhere. It's going to look brand new all the time. Have the RZE in white, can't get into the band, almost too sandblasted. It is very sandblasted. I do agree with you on that. It is very sandblasted. If you don't want it and you want to donate it to the library, get a hold of me. I'm always open to take donations to the library. Just to help you out. Exquisite Timepieces, got to send you a Panerai Luminar for review. They're not an authorized dealer of Panerai, but I can see if they have one in the use section. I could probably get one in. Rob, let's see. Rich says, Rob, talking about Zin prices and prices in general. I remember picking up a brand new Seamaster 2254. Love those. Circa 2005 for $1,300. Now, granted, it's different monies, like it's $1,300 was a lot of money back in 2005. Still a lot of money for the watch, but very cool. See, Calico Basin is here. Thanks for joining us. Work watch, anything that fits my sexy, beefy body and screams yum. Well, you have a desk job, my friend, so Let's see. Affordable chrono, says Carlos. Well, I'm going to give you two options. You're probably not going to like either one of them, but they are both affordable and they are chronos. I'm going to grab one. So there's this one. I think it was Carlos. Oh yeah, the Timex just released that they're doing a chrono. But there's this one, right? The Sugis. Absolutely love it, right? Love the dial. More so than the, I forget what the other one was called. What, the 1938 or something? That would be the other one. Did you get the 1938? Or this one? I like this one because it looks more like the Breitling Top Time. I think this is the one to go with, personally. Throw it on a cool Zurich strap like this, or maybe like a rally strap. Or, yeah, YZ80 says Detroit Mint. You could go with the Detroit Mint, but these are quartz. It's not mechanical. They do have mechanical ones, though, I think. I don't know if I have any. I think all the ones I have are quartz. There's another Sugis right here. Let me grab this one. Yeah, I'm going to get this out to you. I have too big of a mess to pick up tonight to do shipping tonight, but there's another Sugis right here. I mean, check out the blue dial on that. And again, it just has that seagull movement in it, which is 100% fine. I have no problem with that seagull movement. But there you go. Beautiful. I think just go Sugis and go look them up and see which one works best for you. Incredibly affordable. Like, you almost can't afford not to buy one. That's how cheap they are. The Cobra is mechanical. Which one is the Cobra? Do I have that one? I probably have it. I just don't know where it's at. Oh, is that this one? So Detroit Mint Cobra. I think that's this one. Oh, yeah. It's all automatic. Okay, so here you go. Detroit Mint. These are actually really affordable, too. I forgot about this one. Thanks. And I had it in the case. But yeah, it's actually an automatic. So there's another option. Detroit Mint. Automatic. I forgot I had this one. There it goes. And it's running. And they have a bullhead design too. Do I have the bullhead? I probably do somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I don't see it. See, I need to get a better system of storage, because then I could have like a full drawer of just chronographs. I could have a full drawer of just like different price point. I don't know how I would categorize everything, but once I get a full revamp of the room here and get everything stored in a certain way, when you guys mention things, I'll be able to access it quicker. BM, I think Citizen probably, the Citizen Eco Drive is probably one of the best solar watches out there, which would be like this guy, right? So like the Orca, love this watch. It's hard to beat the Citizen Eco Drives. They're so good. Seiko does make good solar, but that's not the first one you think of. When you think of solar watches, you typically think of Eco Drive. At least I do. But Seiko does have some good ones too. You had a review a while back with a surfboard designed for Bulova. Unfortunately, I don't have that watch anymore. I know which one you're talking about. It's really cool. I will get one eventually. I'll get it back. I probably have like a little short list of watches that I want to get back, and that Bulova diving one is actually one of them. G-Shock Gravity Master GWR B1000. I don't have that one. I don't have a ton of G-Shocks. I probably only have like 10 G-Shocks. Calico says I have 30-minute warning. Have you been wearing the Trosca GMT comfortable? I have not been wearing that. The last few days I've actually been wearing this Zao Baltimore watch. I forget what this one's actually called. I can't read it. This is number 40 of 50 only made. So I've been wearing this one. What was I wearing before that? Oh, shoot. I can't even remember. I did wear the Vero recently. Why can I not think of what the heck I've been wearing? I've been wearing most of my watches on straps. I did wear this Tissot. Actually, I just bought this one used. Super fun. I know there's some mixed reception on this one when I did the unboxing, but this thing's really cool. So I've been wearing that one. Citizen has 3,000. There's too many comments here. I'm trying to read a few. Any solar luxury watches? Yes, there are solar luxury watches. Look at Casio. I mean, you can go entry level with that. Look at like the Casio Edifice. I think they have some solar ones. Or the Oceanus. I think they have some solar ones too. I got the, whoa, comments are like crazy here. Oh yeah, Bill West. Tag actually just released a higher end solar. I forgot about that one. That is good. I need to reach to Saltzman's and get that one in. Is that a sandwich dial on the orange dial watch? It is. It is a sandwich. This watch is so good. This is so good. It's a sandwich dial, has great handset, date at the 6 o'clock, inner rotating chapter, so you can track another time zone if you want. It has a display case back showing off a movement that is incredibly cool, right? It's basically based on the ETA 2824, but it's sourced parts from Switzerland and from Asia and then hand assembled in the Baltimore area and then regulated and then put in this watch. All for like, what is the price point? Like $900, $900, something like that. It comes on bracelet. I put this strap on the watch. That strap does not come with it. Incredible value, I think, for what you're getting. Washi paper dial I want so bad. Celine, you watching me? Cartier makes a solar tank. Bean Boy says that is true. I'm going blind. Where's the Will Carry and the MM10? I don't know where you guys are at. My glass is almost empty. I didn't know Mark was here. Let's see. Should we show some Lume? I'm not gonna like kill the feed. Don't think I'm gonna kill the feed yet. But yellow dialed watch far left. This one, Will Carey, my buddy, bought this off me a couple years ago. This was a Vault edition from Notice. They made one of these. I spec'd it out. The yellow dial with the orange minute hand, excuse me. And I ended up selling it because back in the day, really not that long ago, I used to be like hardcore serial flipper. I'd sell everything. And I literally just opened this box up today. Will sent this, actually gave me a knife, a brand new, I think these are called civvies, and it's the Desert Warrior style one, flipper, awesome blade, and returned the Murph to me. And he said I could hold on to this one. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's like my watch, his watch sort of thing. It's very cool. Anyway, I'm not ending the stream. I'm just shutting the lights off so we can look at some Lume. Okay, we're gonna charge some of these bad boys up, right? Oh, we got full Lume on that one. We got dual colored Lume on some of these. We're gonna charge. We got full dial on that one. Seiko's cheat mode, Notice, Zelos, couple colors. We got dual color on that. All right, let's kill the lights. We'll check out some Lume. Oh, that screen's too bright. Is that screen too bright? No, that's all right. So we have full Lume on the Fair and Sweat, right? And we have full Lume on the Draken. There we go, a couple full Lume dials. Can we go darker? What if we just change the website? Everyone's got too bright a website. All right, how about we go like that? Here we go. So we got full Lume dial on these guys. The Draken and the Fair and Sweat. Here's that Zao watch. Good Lume on that. Let's see. Zelos is always killing it for sure. What else do we have? The Raven Trekker. We got the RZE back here. So RZE is on the right. 2-color application. Raven with a heavy application of BGW9. I mean, honestly, like you just nailed it, man. Like the loom and the value on the divers is almost enough to warrant going with micro brands in itself. Like, because a lot of the big brands, they're not going to offer this level of loom and stuff. It's just, it's not as good. Even this Islander watches, these things are like $300. Did the Scurfa disappear? No, the Scurfa is, where is it? It fell over. Here's the Scurfa. BGW9 on this guy. Plenty bright. Good, healthy application. And then here's even, oh, you know what? For anybody that's got these Draken on pre-order, killer loom on these. Definitely get one of these. The loom on the Hamilton is weak. It is weak, as to be expected. The loom on the San Martin is not weak, and those are like $300. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.